hard to make Minecraft scary. Don't believe me? Don't worry, I understand where you guys are coming from. I'm just way too used to horror and gore. I mean, there's some examples of movies like Barbarian, The Boogeyman, and the whole Alien saga, or series like The Walking Dead. I've also played 2 of the Resident Evil games, but went through it like it was something funny. Like this werewolf literally bit half of my hand off and I was laughing at it. For the horror movies and series even, I would have only felt scared of The Boogeyman, where it's just silent in some moments where you can see the monster's eyes or hear the mimic voice of the little girl's sister. For Barbarian, I was only flabbergasted when Keith's head was bashed against the wall and we got to see the naked lady for the first time. But I felt very unnerved at that one scene. You all know what I'm talking about if you watched it. And the Alien movies. Oh god. Now these creatures are so iconic nowadays, but even when I was 6 I wasn't phased, and when Covenant came out, for once I felt unnerved when that white variant busted out of that guy's back. I'm definitely hyped for the Romulus movie coming in August. But yeah, what I'm trying to point out is that I got so used to gore and horror that simply any Minecraft horror mod will have to try their hardest to get any kind of reaction out of me. But besides these Dweller videos that I already went over in one of my latest videos, what mod may possibly have the chance to truly scare me, or which horror mod is just truly that good? Now when this mod eventually releases, finding this creature won't be simple. You'll have to go search for a desert or badlands biome and stay there for 3 Minecraft days before JJ will spawn. And when he does, your first encounter with him will be close. You can spot him in several occasions, either flying around in the sky or hiding in clouds or standing still for a suspicious amount of time. When you look at him when he's inside of a cloud, he can let out a screech that will make particles come out of the cloud. You've basically made yourself a target, but if you don't look at him, you're in the clear. Before I'll go over the hostile mechanics, let's first take a look at some of the more peaceful ones. When JJ has eventually spawned and flies over your head, you'll notice that you're standing in a giant shadow. When he flies past you or close to the ground, dust will fly around. He can also follow you to other biomes, and whenever it rains in those biomes, he can block it. JJ will fade away when he's outside of your render distance. If you have any redstone contraptions in your base, JJ will temporarily deactivate all power. Or if you're playing any music disc, the music will slow down the closer JJ gets until it stops completely. Next up, we have an item that you can get your hands on. Garlands, or whatever the fuck they're called. You can attach these to mobs and fences, and when JJ eats any mob attached to a garland, it will hang on the outside of his mouth, irritating him and causing future trauma like in the movie. I think after you manage to irritate him with it, he will try to avoid the garlands as much as possible. So making an animal pen with garlands instead of fences wouldn't be such a bad idea. But now I think we really pissed JJ off, meaning we can finally go over the hostile mechanics. When JJ is hungry, he'll go and try to suck up any life form he can find. This prey can go from rabbits, horses, and goats to even villagers and iron golems. When he tries to suck up its prey, he will create a tornado with the sand, dust, or dirt around it. Sometimes blocks could fly around in the tornado as well, making him eat those too. The blocks that don't get through his mouth will fall back down. And when JJ has sucked up enough mobs, he will start to digest them, following up with the unnerving and terrifying screams of the victims. Now it's very easy for JJ to eat unaware and passive animals, but what about the player? When the player pisses JJ off too much, he can drop several items down out of his mouth that he ate on accident. Those drops can go from sticks to iron and copper materials. When those items hit the ground, they will not drop like normal items, but will actually cut into the ground like in the movie. And when those items hit mobs or players, they will deal some damage. But of course, the iron ones dealing more than a stick. JJ can also leak large amounts of blood onto you or your poor house. He can hide behind hills and walls with his sneak mechanic. And he can of course suck you up and digest you, which I think there will be a status effect of. Or at least I hope you'll be able to witness the digestion. But if JJ can't eat you and gets so pissed off at you, he can unfold and turn into a true form. When you're standing behind him, JJ will not simply turn around, but will switch his eye from front to back and the opposite. And if you try to run away or fly away with an elytra, good luck, because he can fly pretty fast too. Oh, and for the people wondering how to kill it, I mean, we can try to feed it creepers. Now that I went over all the mechanics and features this mod will add, is it truly a terrifying mod? Yes, when looking at what makes Minecraft horror truly scary, it relies on 5 key factors in my perspective. The first key factor is context, meaning the information behind this horror mod, or the entity itself. Next up we have looks. Looks are very important when it comes to a first impression. You can say this for every horror movie character or any movie character at that point. Godzilla -1, Aliens, Predators, No One Will Save You, Barbarian, The Ritual, and so on. JJ again rules in this factor. Then we have mechanics, which I literally just went over. Sounds, which again are truly horrifying already in the movie and without a doubt in game as well. And finally, the 5th key factor is build-up in tension, and a good build-up in this case. So yes, this mod is horrifying, and the fact that this mod is still work in progress and that there's tons of stuff to come is even better. And we haven't even heard any of the other sounds besides the cloud screech. Like if you're gonna eventually play this mod with Insanity shaders, with some other sounds and visual improving mods, you'll have the scariest Minecraft experience of a lifetime. But all in all, that's it for the video. I might cover other scary mods thoughts, but that isn't a promise. And of course, when Jean Jacket comes out for the public, I'll be sure to check it out with other creators, no doubt. See you all next time.